G'day mates, Cake11 here and welcome to the 1997 Belgian Grand Prix from the world famous Spa-Francorchamps circuit outside Spa, Belgium. Now this is the longest Grand Prix Grand Prix track in this year's Formula 1 calendar at almost 7 kilometers long, and it is a whopper of a track. All of it from the near 180 degree hairpin at La Source, down the old pit straight, zipping up past the legendary Le Rouge, and going down the really technical section throughout the second sector and back very fast through Blanchimont, etc. It is an excellent track, and just rightly Murray Walker calls it the greatest racetrack in the world. And before we go any further, a few things I want to point out. First of all, I have just upgraded my video editing software, so you may see some glitches, problems, or whatever with the video. It's just me experimenting and trying out things with the program to see if it works. As such, if you saw the last video at Hungary, it's a bit thinner than it should. I produced it in the wrong quality, but hopefully we shall sort that out and get back to it within this race or the next race. Anyway, continuing on, in the real life, for this race, Michael Schumacher wins the race quite well too, over by a minute over Giancarlo Fisichella, which at the time was his career best position. Obviously, in our videos, that is obviously wrong. And third place was originally meant to be Mika Hakkinen, but he was disqualified over fuel irregularities. So as such, Untitled Chapter moved up onto the podium positions, getting some much needed constructor points for Williams. For most of the weekend, it was pretty sunny. As such, Jacques Villeneuve scored pole quite well. However, there was a downpour on the track 20 minutes before the start. So as such, the race had to be started from behind the safety car for the first time in F1 history. The race started, some went on intermediate, most of them went on in intermediate, some went on wet, but the rain stopped, and throughout the race it started getting drier until eventually, by the end of it, everyone was on slicks again. Bit unusual. However though, because of the rain at the start, I have made this an all wet weather race. Apart from that, Michael Schumacher, as I said, Michael Schumacher passed Jacques Villeneuve on lap 5 and kept pulling distance up to the 60 seconds which he won at. As such, Michael Schumacher leads Villeneuve in the Constructors' Championship, Drivers' Championship, by 11 points. Now looking at our Drivers' Championship, Michael Schumacher is in the lead on 66 points, just 15 points over second place Jacques Villeneuve, although Schumacher has been steadily increasing its lead over Villeneuve over the past few races, always scoring one position ahead. I'm not sure how well this continues, but I'm hoping Villeneuve gets back on Michael Schumacher. Please, I hope that's the case. And coming in third position, we got Jean Alesi and Eddie Irvine, both drawing on 35 points, both trying to score at Hungary, and keeping a relative battle between them. Thinking about it, Hungary was the first time this season Jean Alesi has failed to finish. So that means no one in this year's season has completed every single race of the season. Following behind them, we had Heinz-Harald Frentzen on 29 points, a big boost of 10 points after his win at Hungary. So he's getting close up to the Alesi and Irvine, so it'll be interesting what we can see there. And following behind him, rounding out the top 10, we have got Gerhard Berger on 22 points, 5 points drift of Frentzen. Giancarlo Fisichella on 11. Then we've got our driver Kent Levin drawn with 8th place with Olivier Panis, both on 7 points. Panis scoring 1 point in Hungary, making them equal again. And rounding out the top 10, we have got Ralf Schumacher on 5 points. And looking at the Constructors' Championship, Ferrari have still got a good lead over Williams Renault by 21 points. Their lead having cut quite a bit after Williams scored maximum points in Hungary, in contrast to Ferrari's 6. Benetton Renault followed behind on 60, so about 20 points behind Williams, fairly equal there. And then following behind them, we've got Jordan Peugeot on 16, Stuart Ford on 11, drawn with Prost on 11th, and rounding out the top point scoring positions as per normal McLaren Mercedes. However, they scored a whopper 5 points in Hungary, bringing their total up to 6, only 5 points behind Stewart and Prost. So McLaren are on the way up. And in the starting grid for the 97 Belgian Grand Prix, Kent Levin with a 2:10.182, followed by Jean Alesi in the Benetton Renault. Good job for Levin. Following behind him, Michael Schumacher, then Rubens Barrichello. Good result in the Stewart for Barrichello. Then both Prost 5 and 6. Wow, this is getting better by the minute. Damon Hill 8th place, and Williams 9th and 10th. So that means both Prost, both Stewarts. That's half the grid, half the top 10 comprised of Bridgestone tyres. So that is a magnificent result. And looking down the grid, Hakkinen 15th, Coulthard 17th, Irvine 18th. As predicted with the rainy conditions, everyone's here, there, and everywhere. We got some back market teams move up to the front, except for Sauber. And some of the bigger teams, such as Jordan, the McLarens, even the Ferrari, down lower than 10th place. So that is a very unusual result. And on that note, Williams is in 9th and 10th. So if they want to score some points, they'll really need to get their work cut out for them. But as you saw before, Kent Levin is in the lead, 3 seconds ahead of Jean Alesi. So in the wet conditions, that should give us a good go and hopefully in charge of a win. And rounding out the top grid formations is truly in 16th place in the Minardi. And rounding out the top is Schumacher, Fisichella, Herbert, and Morbidelli. So let's get this straight underway. Okay, first place, Belgian Grand Prix. Let's get to it. 2, 1, and they're underway. Belgium, 1997, and Alesi goes through to take the lead from Levin, but not to worry, this is only the first lap, and we're down to last source. This is harder than it looks. Levin is back in the lead, passing Alesi as he goes a bit wide coming out of the source, and now Levin's in the lead as we blast down towards Low Rouge for the first time. He's off, left, right. Oh, just a little bit loose in the rear. Haven't lost too much time though, but Kent Levin is in the lead, leading the Belgian Grand Prix. Behind him, Jean Alesi in the Benetton, and I assume in 3rd place, Mark Schumacher. Looks like Alesi's come up against Levin as they come into Le Combe, and Alesi's taken him. Alesi is in the lead as we head into Le Combe and Malmedy for the first time. I need a drink from this. Nah, Alesi has got 1st place down pat as we're coming to Ravage for the first time. I hope you guys are enjoying the added commentary on this because I'm doing this after I've recorded the race. Hopefully, I can get a lot more commentary time. Oh, almost a contact there. I think there was contact there between Alesi and Levin. And that has lost time for Levin as Michael Schumacher comes up my rear keys as we go into Pouhon for the first time. Oh, lots of traction there, but Levin is keeping good tabs there. 2nd behind Alesi. Don't worry, it's early days. We should be able to catch up. Wow, these rain conditions are not going very well. Oh, but Levin looks like they're coping just well. He's right up behind Jean Alesi. Obviously, Alesi is taking a slower line through a lot of these corners. It's very easy to slide on this, particularly how long, technical at times, and fast the track can be. It's not like Monaco where you can, if something goes wrong, you can head straight into the pits. Him going. Now he's going to a very fast, not very fast Francorchamps for the first time. Not fast at this race because who wants to be spinning off? It's a tyre barrier there and you hit quite hard. I've seen some really hard accidents there. As we come into the bus stop chicane for the first time. Oh, Levin goes a bit too soon on the inside. Michael Schumacher thought there would be an opportunity and the two make contact. Michael Schumacher spinning out and obviously falling back behind. There's going to be a few words going to be spoken in the pit lane after that incident. And as we pass the finish line into lap 2, going to La Source again. Alesi goes wide again. There's an opportunity for Levin. He's taking it, and he's taken it. I'm thinking that corner is going to be the crunch corner from now on. How slow everyone takes it, or how Alesi takes it, how wide it goes, and how narrow Levin can get through it. So if he can hold on throughout the whole lap and get it on La Source, all well and good. But thinking about it, Levin needs to make sure he gets well ahead of Lacey with the rest of the track, or otherwise, as you can hear, Lacey's right on my bumper again.
Race order. In first place, Jan Magnussen. In second position,
No!
Jean Alesi. In third place, Rubens Barrichello. In fourth place, Olivier Panis. In fifth place, Shinji Nakano. In sixth position, Gerhard Berger.
Well, as we can hear from them, my teammate Rubens Barrichello is doing a really good job in bringing out third place. And both Prost, Panis and Nakano are going well as well. Benefit to having the Bridgestone tyres, I guess. Put it in perspective, Gerhard, the only team in this top 6 that is running not Bridgestones is the two Benetons of Alesi and Berger. They're running Goodyears. But what it sounds like, I have pulled a little bit of distance on a Jean Alesi, 1.5 seconds. Okay, it's not much of a lead, but obviously I'm ahead of him in that sector. This should be the best lead I should get. I just need to consolidate this lead, not create any too many mistakes, and just pull it through. It's only lap 2, but I'd have a bit of breathing room. Completing lap 3. Last lap was a 2:12.531. I hope that's a really good time. Wow, 3 seconds ahead of Jean Alesi, and for the 9 seconds ahead of Rubens Barrichello. I could just sit back and relax for the rest of this race, followed by Panis, Nakano, and Berger in the closing net pack there. So it looks like the top positions have spread out a bit. This is a perfect position I would like to be in. Right, a bit too much braking there, a bit too slow through there. That's going to shave off a few. Wow, 5 seconds! I knew it! La Source, Le Rouge, Redillon, Camel. That whole section, first sector. I'm pulling really good pace, so if I can just use that as my... Almost losing out of Rivage again. That corner's becoming a bastard of a corner throughout this whole race. And so is Pujon. No. The corner before Pujon. According to this map I've got here, it doesn't have a name. Now we're in Pujon. And as you can see, I'm feathering the throttle, because if I slam on the gas in a corner or turn too much, I'm just going to slide, because this is torrential rain. I have monsoon tires on and they're helping, but just because you got wet tires on doesn't make you invincible. You need to dwell on the side of caution if you want to get through this. Oh, bit of slide there as we're coming to the Stavelot. Now we're coming into the final section that takes up the predominantly of this third sector. Doesn't sound like anyone's behind me. I can sit back and relax again. Can we get into Blanchimont? Thinking about it, this is actually a bit more relaxing. Commentating here, it will take a while to get used to, because it's the first time I've ever done such a thing. Next time I'm here, I should have a water bowl or something next to me, so I can lubricate my throat a bit. And think of other things to talk as well.
He's really been pushing hard to get some clean air and keep track position.
Wow, looks like 2:11.488. I think that was the last lap I just completed, so that was the fastest lap. Congratulations to Count Levin. If he keeps this up, this should be his third, I think. Second or third. Wow, 7 seconds ahead, 8 seconds ahead of Jean Alesi. And Barrichello's 10 points behind, but Michael Schumacher has gone through the pack. He's already up to 4th place, so he's coming along very well. Maybe I should be cautious. Well, considering he spun out on the first lap, which isn't half my fault, half his fault. Oh. And now he's right up to 4th. I should be a bit concerned, because if I don't be careful, it's going to be right on my bumper towards the end of this race. Going up the Stavelot. No, Rivage again. I've got to concentrate when I'm looking at the map for corner references. Yeah, Rivage bites again. In the dry, I'm not too bad there. In fact, with the older track, because I'm familiar with this track from a variety of games. F1, and others. So I just didn't have too many problems. I actually, as I said, like this track. But it's just this race in the rain that's causing me a few more headaches than I would have liked. So, a bit wide coming out of Stavlot there. That is Stavlot, by the way. I'm not making a mess of it. Still 8 seconds ahead of Jean Alesi. Barricades a further 17 seconds behind me. But Michael Schumacher seems to be right up his keister. He, as I said before, he's gotten past both Prost and one of the arrows has failed to finish, probably with engine failure or something. Oh, bit too fast coming into the bus stop chicane. Had to take brake and take the grass there, but didn't affect my time too much, and I won't get penalised for that, thank goodness. As we come across to finish our 4th lap with a 2:13, 2 seconds off the fastest. Now let's see how far back is everyone.
Let's see how they stand now. The race leader, Jan Magnussen. In second position, Jean Alesi. In third, Michael Schumacher.
Oh, he's gotten past.
In 4th place, Rubens Barrichello. 5th,
12 seconds.
Olivier Panis.
I would say that I got an easy run towards the rest of the race. However, that lead is going to be cut down quite greatly because I got to go into the pits. Actually, thinking about it, how have I gotten that much of a lead? Because I used to be on his rear bumper. I think Alesi pitted a few laps before, like 1 or 2 laps before. That's why I was able to keep up. Got to reassess my 5-lap strategy. Although it has been working for me so far, throughout all races of the season, equal tyre wear throughout the whole race. It's better, and besides, particularly in this situation, I'm very far in the lead. Why would I need to pit? Or just put unnecessary stress on my tyres throughout the rest of the race. But still, I can't help noticing that my tyres are starting to lose a bit of grip. And the rain has eased off a bit. I don't see any raindrops. I still see 1 or 2 raindrops on screen. So I think we might need to reduce the tyre down to wets. I'm not going to do the same mistake as I did in Monaco, thinking it was still monsoon type weather. Despite I set it onto wet weather. I go on monsoons, they'll lose me a lot of time.
What was that? Are you alright?
Oh no, a bit of driving heat from 11. It sounds like his car's backfiring. We just heard a radio reporting that something happened with the car. So I think they'll need to have a look at that as we go into the pits. Good thing Levin's not too far from the pits now. He just got Blanchimont to go. And he just goes straight on. The pit entry is at the bus stop chicane, but instead of turning left and right, he just goes straight. Here comes Levin into the pits now for his pit
It'll be
stop.
interesting to see how this stop compares with other teams. Watch the time as he comes in.
Okay, 11 is in the pits now. 6 laps fuel, wet, good. And how fast? 3.9 seconds. That's one of the fastest times for Stewart, although Alesi is caught it up big time because it takes a long time to get into the pits. But Levin still comes out on top because Alesi has to go a bit further to negotiate low source where I can just cut it completely and reassume the lead. So Levin reassumes the race in first place, but his lead over Alesi has been cut down to only a few seconds. So he's going to have a lot of competition with Alesi throughout the rest of the race because neither of them have any more pit stops to go. Yeah, Alesi did pit in considerably earlier than I thought. That's throwing us in a bit of a loop. 8 seconds? Nah, I'd say it's 3 or 4 seconds. Or particularly not after sliding around like that. I've been doing that a lot throughout this race, so it's going to be hard to keep a lead because those slips and slides, like here at Rivage, they cost me a lot of seconds. See, 2 seconds. Beforehand, I had a lead of, what, 17 seconds, 12 seconds or so. Now, I've gone to the pits and how it's a long, long time before I actually get into my box. That lead has now been all but eliminated. So I got to comment. Oh no, he's off. Levin has gone off. And Alesi goes past. I only can assume Levin. I was approaching Pulhan a bit quickly And knowing that Alesi was behind, did the neighborly thing and just let Alesi pass, knowing that he can get him back at La Source. But in the process, almost took himself out of the race.
Many years experience in Formula 1 really showing a race like this.
Let's just hope that Levin can get ahead of Alesi and stay there throughout the rest of the race. 4 laps to stay ahead of Alesi in the rain. It's a task and a half, but and it's not just got that a problem. Michael Schumacher in 3rd place, but he's only 14 seconds behind, so he's caught up 3 seconds out of all that debacle. Following behind him, Barrichello, Panis, and Nakano have got a really good battle going on. Very good coming out of the bus stop chicane there. Looks to be I've got enough distance so I can take Alesi as we go into the La Source. 0.7 seconds. Oh, oh no, there's contact! There's contact. I think Levin just missed time just braking. He had enough speed to slow down at, but maybe not just enough braking room and just tipped the rear end of Alesi. Obviously, that didn't disturb them too very much. That didn't make sense there. But, point being, Levin's back in the lead. And pulling, I think, unless I'm very much mistaken, from Alesi. Oh, Schumacher has caught up another 2 seconds up. So, as I predicted earlier, he's going to be right up the rear end of both Alesi and myself coming into the last 3 laps. And I almost lose traction there coming out of Malmedy. Then coming to the Rivage. Not lost of traction, but too slow, and I got wide on the outside, so that's not very good. Oh, no! Levin is off. Levin has spun out completely the corner after Rivage, and Alesi has gone through to take the lead easily.
Blown it. He's thrown away first.
I agree with you there, Murray. I've blown it away big time, but I can still catch him. As we've seen for the past 3 laps, he may pass me on the track, but I can always catch him at La Source. La Source will be my trump card for this race. Let's hope that it pays out. That doesn't help at all. Going off at Fagners. I'm not sure how to pronounce that.
Second place, Jan Magnussen. In 3rd position, Michael Schumacher. 4th, Rubens Barrichello. In 5th position, Olivier Panis. In 6th, Shinji Nakano.
I don't see him too far into this. Oh, there it goes, but he is quite a way ahead of coming out of the bus stop chicane, so I doubt we're going to be able to pass him at La Source for this lap. But if we keep it a clean lap, next lap, and get a good run of this first sector, we should be on his rear bumper coming into La Source again. Or if not before. And as we can see, yep, we did get a good distance on him at La Source, but not enough oomph to get past him to take the lead. So Alesi will probably lead throughout the duration of this lap. And look, he's pulling away. Oh, hang on. Levin's catching up. He went almost full bore through lower routes, and that's got him about half a second behind Alesi. But Alesi's pulling away. Benefits of the more powerful Renault engine. And Michael Schumacher is 9.5 seconds behind Levin. Oh, as Levin almost loses it to Lecombe again. I should be worrying about Alesi, but I got Michael Schumacher coming soon. Oh.
Before, Martin, but I'll say it again. Catching is one thing, passing is quite another.
Easy. Yes, good. Put a foot onto the accelerator. Coming into Pohon.
He's definitely gaining.
I agree with you there, Murray. I'm catching and I'm keeping it a very clean lap. Oh, Alesi slowed down a bit as we're coming out of Fagness. Then going to Stavelot. No, Alesi still holds on to the position. Levin has to backtrack a bit. But Levin is still very close to the rear bumper of Alesi as they come out of the Stavelot. And they're neck and neck as we're going through the very fast last sector as we approach Blanchimont. Levin has got more than enough distance to make an attack on him. Where will be another question. 5 access to the source. Again. At least he's got some distance, but it doesn't matter. It's going to be close up again on this bus stop chicane. Not as much as I thought, but it's still close enough to make an attack. Across the line to...
There are only 2 laps left in which
Right, coming to the source. Alesi goes very slow and very wide again, and Kent Levin has got the pace on him and passes him to reassume the lead. Now he needs to maintain this lead for 2 whole laps if he wants to win this race. His first ever race victory. He got very close to winning it in Monaco, but because of some tyre troubles, as I mentioned earlier, that prevented him from getting first place. But even still, by a nose, by not in front of Michael Schumacher. That was unlucky. Let's hope this won't be due to luck as well. That's going to be hard considering that Alesi's right on my bumper. I can see his revving Renault engine loud as day. Very clean coming out of Marnady. Now we've got Rivage. Oh, I need to keep this clean through here. Very good, very good. So the rest of the track should be not a problem. The last corner. Got that corner done. Oh! Almost down back. Don't want another spin at that as we did a few laps ago. But we did create a little bit of distance between myself and Alesi, but that's closed up straight up again. Oh, the pressure is getting to me. I can feel the perspiration running down my neck as we come down the Fagnus. Underneath the faster Foster sign. There goes Fagnus. Oh, we're going a bit wide. Oh, we've lost track. We're off. We're into the wall. And we've lost first place to Alesi. We've blown it again.
he's lost the lead. What a disaster.
I agree. And Alesi has pulled some distance. Oh, Levin needs to really work now. Just a little over a lap to go. He's probably kicking himself from that little disaster. No idea what that was about. Or maybe was it debating whether I should count myself as wrecked or not. It was only a light tap. And listening to the commentary, I don't think Mario Walker implied that there was a big collision there, so it was probably just a brush. But nonetheless, I decided to continue. Let's continue this race. I'm close to Alesi. I should get him out of the source as we come to the pit straight for the final time before the checkered flag.
We're into the final lap.
Go into the source. I've got a good running on Alesi. I went back in the lead again. We got one lap to go.
Now he's in first place. It's not enough to
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 19, 18 corners left to go before we decide this race. Oh, Kent Levin is very close to winning his first championship. He's got to work very hard on this, just like in Monaco. But he's not trying to catch Michael Schumacher. He is trying to hold off Jean Alesi. I'm not sure which is more difficult. No, this is more difficult.
positions are
The chaser is an easier job than the one being chased.
in second, Jean Alesi. In third position, Michael Schumacher.
Thinking about it, where is Michael Schumacher?
In fourth, Rubens Barrichello.
He's off again. The same corner.
Olivier Panis.
And here comes Alesi. There's going to be a lot of pressure from Levin to succeed now. And thinking about Schumacher, he must be quite close now. If he's getting further and further and further closer to us, he should be right on the keys there. As we come into Fagnus for the final time, this is where I almost spun out last time. That's good. All right, coming to again. Oh no, we're off! We're off! Kent Levin is off, and that's his race done. And he manages to keep second ahead by Michael Schumacher. We can hear his Ferrari result. 3.5 seconds at the end of the 9th lap. So Michael Schumacher's right on my butt. But the point is, we have lost the race. Levin has gone off, spun out, surrendered the lead to Alesi, and now Alesi's going to win the race. Let's see if Levin can hang on to second as we head into Blanchimont for the last time. Oh, he's off. Oh, he's losing it. He's losing it. Hasn't regained it. He has, but Schumacher passes him to take second. What a disaster. Kent Levin, for he just needed half a lap to go. And now he's blown it.
It's a win for Jean Alesi. Benetton are really on form now. Flavio Briatore is going to be overjoyed.
How disappointing. We were so close to winning our first race. Okay, maybe not as close as it was in Monaco, but still close. We only needed a full lap of 7 kilometers worth of clean driving, and we buckled under pressure. First of all, Alesi took our win, but coming in the Blanchimont, we led off and lost control, so that let Michael Schumacher through, continuing his excellent charge from spinning out on the first lap to assuming second. Anyway, looking at our standings, as I just said before, Jean Alesi takes his first win of the season and Benetton's second of the season, 3.6 seconds ahead of Michael Schumacher. A really good battle between those, Alesi and Levin, towards the second half of the race, with Levin very close to winning it. So, looking at that, I think Levin did a really good job in the performance he's done this weekend. So, the disaster or the problems at the last lap should not take away of what was otherwise a really good race. Following behind him in 4th place, Rubens Barrichello with a full 23 seconds behind of Alesi. So, Schumacher did a really good job in catching up, and Alesi and Levin did a really good job in keeping away from the rest of the pack. Barrichello, 4th place, an extra 3 points to the Stewart team. So that can, along with Levin's 3rd place, should really push them up the constructor standings. 5th place, Olivier Panis, 6 seconds behind Rubens Barrichello, and in 6th place, Shinji Nakano, a further 7 seconds behind. So another 3 points to the Prost team. So very successful day for both Prost and Stewart, but equally as successful for Benetton. The fastest lap of the race was Kent Levin early on in the race with a 2:11.488. And now looking at the driver standings, Michael Schumacher is still in the lead with 72 points. So he's pulled out his lead further over Jacques Villeneuve. Jacques Villeneuve failed to score this race, so as such is now 21 points behind Michael Schumacher. So Villeneuve needs to score at least a few more points to be within arm's reach of Michael Schumacher as we come into the last 5 races of the season. In 3rd place, Jean Alesi on his own now on 45 points after his win. Irvine's failure to score sees Alesi pull out a 10-point lead over Irvine. And then behind him we got Heinz Harold Frentzen in 5th place, failing to score again. Obviously he stayed around the mid-pack along with his teammate Villeneuve on 29 points, so he's failed to score again. But his nearest opponent this season, Berger, failed to score as well, so Berger's still on 22, which sees Frentzen still ahead of him in 5 points. Well, looking further down, the rest of the top 10 has changed quite a bit. Fisichella still holds 7th place on 11th points, but Kent Levin is now drawn 7th with him on 11 points as well. Levin's 4 points for getting 3rd has pushed him out of the battle with Panis for 8th, and now he's moved up to Fisichella and battling with him. So a good result for him. Panis scores as well. He's on 9 points, so he's still no longer stuck on 7 points. 7 points is now the domain of Rubens Barrichello, rounding out the top 10, bunny hopping Ralf Schumacher. Barrichello is on 7 points and in 10th spot. The only other person to score this round, Shinji Nakano, is drawing with Alexander Wurz in 12th place on 4 points. And in the Constructors' Championship, Ferrari increase their lead over Williams-Renault by 27 points on 107. Not the biggest margin we've seen Ferrari have this season. The biggest I recall was 29. So I'm hoping Williams can keep the margin. That's as high as the margin will ever get. Although considering the next round will be in Italy, it's going to be a hard task. Benetton has caught right up to Williams as well. They're within 10 points of Williams. They're now on 70 after that win. But the big mover, Stewart. They've broken their tie with Prost for 5th place, but also bunny hop Jordan to achieve 4th place on 18 points, just 2 points ahead of Jordan. Prost themselves, with the progress done by Nakano and Panners see them at 2 points behind Jordan themselves. So a really good pattern of 18, 16, 14 between this second battle pack we've got in this year's Formula 1 season. Following behind them, McLaren Mercedes on 6 points, failing to score this round. So there we have it for the 1997 Belgian Grand Prix. A very successful run considering the rain we had to go through. I'm very happy that I got third. Not too proud about that last lap, but considering a combination of tyres, rain, and fatigue, and lack of experience, not a good cocktail. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. I hope you guys very much enjoyed me commentating after I record the initial footage. And I'll see you all guys again in Italy.